Thank you so much, Jeff. So I'm going to start off by accessing the Microsoft Educator Center. For those who don't know, you can easily access that by typing in your address bar education.microsoft.com. Once you get there, you're able to sign in. So as you can see on my screen, I am currently there and I am signed in. You can verify that you're signed in by looking for your initials in the top right-hand corner. So I'm just going to start here first, because this here is very important. When you first join the Educator Community Center, it's going to be probably because you're in a training and someone has given you a code to redeem. If you've attended any of our wonderful NCCE trainings, you already know that we always give out a code. So to redeem that code, I want to just kind of walk you through that process. First, we're going to click on Redeem Code, and then you're going to enter the alphanumeric code that you received from your trainer right here. Once you enter that code, you're going to then click redeem, and you'll get a welcome message or thank you message saying that your code has been successfully redeemed. And then you'll be able to receive that badge, and it will show up under your training. So I just want to kind of highlight that, because that's a good starting point, because that's what brings most of us to this wonderful site. So I'm going to go cancel out of this right now, and I'm going to go back. Also, underneath your name, by clicking here, you're able to see your profile. I'm going to show my profile. As long as there promises to be no judgment, I've been in here working, so I know I might not have the most, so I just want to put that out there. But as you can see, these are all of my completed lessons. They are date stamped as well, and I can click on it and view the details and see the certificate if one is accompanied by completing this course. So you can see here I have my MIE Expert badge right here. Very proud of this one, and I can print out the certificate if I need to show that to anybody as well. Done some Minecraft journey lessons, as you can see here. The Trainer Academy I've successfully completed. Digital storytelling with Sway. I mean, this goes all the way back to when I first started, and this is 2016. I became a community member in August 3rd of 2016. So I'm coming up on my 4-year anniversary. Wow, I did not even realize that until just now, how the time has flown. But don't worry, it's never too late to get started, and that's why we're here today. I'm here to help you get started. Hopefully, after viewing this tour, you're ready to just dive in and get to work in, and we're here to assist you along the way. That's one thing about being a part of this community, is there's always a hand extended and willing to help you, and I just love that. So I'm willing to be that hand for our new users and new community members that come in. But in order to do so, as Jeff mentioned, you got to get that application in before July 15th. July 15th, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to go back out of here, and I'm going to go back to our main page. And I'm going to just start from the top, work on my way from left to right, and then work my way down. As you can see here, the first thing that you want to see is getting started with distant learning. With everything that's taking place in the world, distant learning has become a major shift in transformation in education for all of us. There are several pathways here. And before I get in there, I want to talk about the training options first. I'm going to start here because there's 2 different options that you have. You can sign up and take courses individually. So let's explore the courses first. When you click on courses, you can then see the ones that you have in progress first, and then see the ones that you have not started. So it tracks those. I have a couple more to finish, and I will. But I can see here I can start these different ones, and they all around different subject areas, from 21st century learning to service learning to driving it down to accessibility tools, even going here to address social issues within the classroom, all the way down to coding. And then this one right here, these green icons, background, let me say background, they're very important because these aren't presenter-led trainings. And I'm going to click on one of those and see exactly what that means. So when I click on that, you'll see that it loads. You can see in the right-hand corner, you get the recognition. So you get 500 points for completing this course. But what I want to point out is the fact that here you have the option to start the course. So when you start the course, after you read the brief introduction, it takes you into the course. And what I like about the presenter-led trainers is that they are teaching you how to present this training, how to share it out with others. A part of being in this community is not just keeping all your learning to yourself, but sharing them out. We learn from each other. We grow from and with each other. So this is a great way to do so. This right here allows you to be that champion on your campus, regardless of whatever role you may fulfill. And you can share your knowledge, newfound knowledge, or build on your prior existing knowledge and share that out with your colleagues. I just love that aspect of it. So these are the presenter-led training. And then you can see here other modules in the course. One thing I love about all of these courses, once you complete the module, there's a quiz at the end that allows you to redeem your points, or earn your points, and your certificate if one is attached to the course. And then here it is, broken down very easy. You can look here, visual summarizing in Sway, 1 to 2 hours. Student-driven fluency, practice in class notebook, 1 to 2 hours. So it allows you to plan because it gives you an estimate of how long it's going to take for you to complete this course. And then you have your navigation models at the bottom. You can go to the previous or you can go straight to the quiz. So I'm going to backtrack a couple steps and go back to training and go back to our courses. I did want to highlight those trainer-led courses. Those are awesome. So as you can see, I have a few of those in training in progress right now that I will complete. And then I'm going to scroll down because as I continue to scroll, you're able to see all the many courses. And this right here allows you to take them one-on-one. And I told you that I wanted to start with courses because once you get into courses, we're going to then explore learning paths. And learning paths are just slightly different. And I'll explain that further in 1 second. So just going to scroll through. I won't take all your time and scroll through all of them, but it is a plethora of courses. There's so much offering. And then if you know what you're looking for in specific, you can just type it in. So if you want to look for training on OneNote, you can go here and type in OneNote. And all the courses related to OneNote would then appear. And I'm just going to let that load. Press enter. Okay. So we're going to go here. So all my OneNote. So you can see these are related to OneNote, intro to OneNote right here, getting started with OneNote. I don't have many left. So let's look at the ones for Teams. So when I go to Teams, I can go here. And let's say Teams. So here I am. I want to learn about Teams. So here are my all about Teams presenter-led courses, accessibility through learning with Teams. And these are all popping up because these are all related to Teams. These all are referenced from the keyword that I typed in my search bar, which was Teams in this scenario. So I love that right there. I can even look at one of my favorite tools, which is going to be Flipgrid. And let's see what comes up there. Oh, beyond the basics and engage and amplify with Flipgrid. I've already completed those, obviously, because I love Flipgrid to death. But all these courses right here. So you can use the search bar to type in specific topics, or you can just scroll through and see what offerings are there and go that route. Totally up to you. Now, going back up top to our training tab, I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow again. And this time I want to go ahead and highlight the learning paths. So this is where I normally start my work. And this is where I have a lot of courses that are incomplete because I have learning paths that I have started and they are currently in progress, but I have not completed them at this time. And by learning paths, what we mean by that is I can click, let's say, if I want to explore the 21st century learning and design learning path. So when I click on that, there's going to be a series of courses here. First is the description, and then here's the outline. So it lets me know how long it's going to take, how many points it's worth each of the courses within this learning path. And then it shows me if I earn a badge for completing this course. So here are the different courses outlined in this learning path, which is the 21st century design one that I chose here. So when I go through that, I can click on open course and I can take them in any order. It's recommended to take it in order, but you don't have to. You can navigate through it and complete them at your leisure, at your discretion, in the order that you like. The goal is just to complete the whole learning path. So I can go ahead and navigate through these, and this is my learning path. So once I'm done, I would have in total earned 7,500 points. And I know that because it tells me right here in this recognition box. It shows me the badge, and it shows me that I would be awarded 7,500 points. That is awesome. That is awesome. It's a lot of work that goes into it, but it's worth it. I love it. The learning paths allow me to just hone in on one particular skill or skill set, should I say, and then I can expand and grow from there. So it's a great option of exploring the learning paths. I'm going to go back to our learning paths and just highlight a couple others. One thing I do want to definitely point out, we have Mastering Microsoft Teams for Remote Learning. I definitely wanted to point this one out given the times that we're facing right now and the challenges that some are having to deal with. I just want to point it out, but this is a great resource if you are new to using Teams for remote learning, or just you want to grow and expand on the prior knowledge that you already have. Great way to do so. Great way to do so. Here, course 1, 2, 3, and it just talks about different things. And these are all presenter-led training. As you can see, these are some of the courses that I had already started, but I have not completed. But I'm overall working on this learning path. Some have already been completed, so I got to resume those two. I haven't started this one, but then you can see at the bottom that I have completed this one already, and it lets me know the score and my completion date. So going back up to our learning paths, you can also search here. There's a search bar for the learning paths, just as it was in the courses. So let's talk about remote learning. So if you want to know all the learning paths for remote learning, you can see this one right here under my in progress. You can see I have this one that's not started, but this is for fostering a dynamic remote learning environment with student-centered tools. And then my completed will show right here on the bottom once I have completed those courses. So you can use the search bar just like you did under courses and find specific topics or learning paths that you want to pursue. Now, going back up to our training drop-down menu, I now want to talk about our webinar and online events, because learning paths are great and the courses that follow that are embedded in them are awesome, but sometimes we just want to take a different approach. And this website offers you resources to do so. So we're going to talk about webinars and online learnings now. So as you can see, it took me to a new tab, and I may need to confirm that that is visible right now for us. No, it's not. So let me go ahead and adjust that for you. One second. I just want to go ahead and adjust my sharing options. So here we go, and we're going to do this. Thank you for your patience. So I'm going to show you my edge tab. That's going to be great. And I'm going to go here, and we're going to go here. Awesome. So now everyone should be able to see our learning paths, and I'm going to show you here that you can see under our calendar events various webinars and trainings that we offer. And you can search by date, month, and year. You can search near and far. You can make sure that you're local, and you can also browse by categories to find different events. So I'm gonna just scroll down. Here's some of the ones that came up in March that we had. It was a Microsoft OneNote in this role in supporting remote teaching and learning. Great webinar if you weren't able to make it. This one for UK EDU Day, using Microsoft Whiteboard and Teams for remote learning. Great webinar. Teams EDU across the board. So you can scroll here and just see the different ones that happen. They're broken down by month right here. So that was April. Now we just moved on into May. So in here, we can just see all the different webinars. So if we want to look for a specific month, let's just say I want to look, okay, we're currently in the month of July. Yes, I'm still having to remind myself of that. These months are just kind of going through. Let's see what we have. Yeah.
We're only seeing your one screen that says all learning paths.
Oh, okay. Let's see what happened here. So you should. Interesting. All right. Making sure I'm able to share more. I'm going to tabs due to the website opening different tabs that you click on different links. So what is the best practice here for showing multiple windows?
Let's go to doing full screen, but then we'll shut down the broadcast window so that way it says just use everything else.
Okay. Not a problem. So I'm going to have to stop one more time, ladies and gents.
While he's putting that stuff together, we want to remind you we have one last session coming up with the great Dr. Michelle Zimmerman, the new Dr. Michelle Zimmerman, talking all about innovative and assessment. And I hope you guys have had a great time so far. We are not done yet. We're, of course, still broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube, all right here as part of Live at NCCE. And, of course, as Shay's mentioned 100 times today, don't forget that the applications are due on Wednesday. Shay, you're all right there?
I believe so. So we're going to go with this option here, and let's see where we bring. How about now?
There we go. All good. Take it away.
All good. You can see. All right. So here I am. I'm going to type in August, and I'm going to look for events from August 1st. And we're going to go to, I'm going to click on Find Events. Oh, there's nothing scheduled right now. Man, I was looking to fill up my calendar. So here you can see we can just look for it. So let's go back and look for one from maybe last year. What were we doing this around this time last year? Okay. So we're talking about virtual threats and how to guard your school against them. Microsoft Teams for Education Online event there was. And then in September, we had the Meeting Education League with Generation Z. So we can see here the different title. So you can go in and click on it. Even though this is right here, you can go ahead and click on this one. This is the Microsoft Teams for Education. So it's going to pass you to get the details from it and organize it. You can even call and maybe see if you can get the link to that. And there's also the website here. So just because it's passed doesn't mean that you can't access the menu, you can access the content, and you can see here that the venue was online. This is an online platform. So I just want to go back to events and kind of want to make sure we highlight the fact that you can search for webinars and training events here. There's going to be some that are even local too. So you may be able to find local events too. So let's click on local and see what we may have up. Okay, in the US, maybe you're in Canada. Let's see here. So you can find it in your different, and you can search categories as well. Let's search for in person. Let's see what we have in person coming up. Nothing scheduled as of yet, but we can also click here and look at the calendar. And from our calendar, we can see different events that may be popping up as well. That's popping up on the other window. So going back to our educator and looking at our learning paths, I'm going to go here. We talked about training. I just want to recap. Here are your courses that you can take individually, search for them using the search bar, as well as scrolling to see the new innovative ones that they have. Here you can also explore via learning path. So maybe you want to build on a specific skill set, not just a certain skill or application. You can expand that to a learning path and create a learning path on that. You can complete the courses and earn your badges and points and certificates through this means. Or you can even look online and view the list of webinars and online events, future and past. So I just want to highlight that right there. And I do want to go back to our homepage because there's one thing I do want to point out from the beginning. That's one of our new courses that's being offered. So I'm just going to go back here. When all else fails, I always just go back to education.microsoft. I recommend bookmarking it. It's definitely saved in mine. But I just want to highlight a couple new courses here. We have some options that we've been partnering with NASA and STEM on the station, Skype in the classroom, which we're going to get to in a second. And then here under Learning Paths, you can click on Show All as well. So all of this can be accessed from the main page. So I did just want to highlight that, and that always takes you to the specific page as well. So now we're going to talk about lesson plans. In the beginning, I mentioned sharing. Sharing is caring. That's what they say, right? And a part of this community, there's a lot of caring going on because we all share out our lesson plans, our curriculum. We learn from each other and gather resources to make this PLN such a wonderful network. So I'm going to look at some of the hacking STEM lesson plans because those are some of my favorites. But then we're going to get into the Minecraft one, and then we're going to take a look at the Skype and the classroom ones as well. So when I look here at the hacking STEM lesson plan, you can see that it's featured lessons there. And one of the ones I want to talk about is this new collection. This is the Celebrating 20 Years of Living in Space. And I'm going to click on this collection because it's going to lead me to another great resource. Here you can see different activities and lessons for hacking STEM. And this is a NASA collection. This one is one I've really been wanting to try. And this is designing astro socks to protect astronauts' feet and microgravity. So here you can see that the duration is going to be 5 50-minute periods. It's for grades 6 through 12, students 10 to 18 years old, and the average cost is going to be about $2 per student. One thing I want to talk about as I scroll here, there's always an intro video. You have the teacher resource kit here, but I want to highlight this new edition, which is the available in classroom kit. And the reason why I want to click on that because you're able to order these kits for the lessons that are unlisted by class and by students. So here goes my Astro Socks kit. I'm going to click on this one. And haven't signed into my account, but here you can see, here's an individual kit, which you can be purchased for $68.54, or either a classroom kit, which can be purchased as well. You can add either one into your cart. You can click the quick view to kind of see what's included here. You can see ratings and reviews, and it gives you an overview. And that's through Caroline. So I want to point that out because a lot of times like, hey, I want to do these activities. I don't know how to get the materials or what materials are going to be needed. Where can I find them? You can go ahead and find kits through this resource here. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. And then here goes some featured kits that they have. The robotic hand is one of my favorite activities. I literally memorized the manual for this one because it's so engaging. Students love it. It's always a hit. So I just want to highlight that. So we have multiple hacking STEM projects in here. And I'm going to go back to the clips here. And under this, we get the Excel workbook, the build instructions, and the material list is also included. For every hacking STEM list, it's going to give you a material list if additional materials are needed. And just kind of opening that, you can see here how many you're going to need for the individual, or if you're doing it in group. And this is based off a group of 10. So it shows you all of this resources and tools that you're going to need in order to complete the task. Great resource there. Going back to our Educator Center, I am going to then go back and let's explore some of the Minecraft education, because you have Minecraft here as well. And I'm going to just spend a minute or two on that. This is going to take us to our education.minecraft.net website as well. And there's a lot of remote learning stuff here. I love the resources that they provide, building skills for the 21st century. Even when I clicked on learning more, I can then find out the lessons details here. And these are the lessons there's 2 of them. So we have one of a Lumen City Challenge and Lumen Power Challenge. So I'm going to click on this first one and just kind of see the details that are provided there. One thing I like about our Educator Center, I'm looking at multiple resources on different sites, but all of them can be accessed from the education.microsoft.com website. I don't have to go directly to Minecraft to find a Minecraft resource. I go to that one warehouse full of resources, so you can say, and then from there I can branch out and explore and see different resources within the Education Community Center. I love that. So here go the lesson plans. You even have a download option here. And under the download assets, we can download the materials that we need. We can share this with others. You can even print out the lesson. It gives you a list of skills that you're going to be going over. The supporting files are listed here as well as the guiding ideas and the learning objectives. So all of this information is here for you. So you can even use this during remote learning. So I wanted to just highlight that. And before I begin to wrap up, with the lesson plans, I do want to lastly talk about the Skype and the classroom lesson plan. During remote learning, this has been a great resource for myself. I've shared this with my teachers at my school, because even though we're not in classroom, we can still have the classroom come to the students, so to speak, with activity plans and interactive guest speakers and virtual tours. Students can still explore the world even under a quarantine. So I love the fact that all of these resources are here. You can click on activity plans, and the activity plans gives you a guide. You can look at this one for all about animals, so for example, and here it gives you everything in a OneDrive that you need for this activity. So here goes the plan. Once it finishes loading, you'll see that Everything is detailed in this activity plan, from the objectives, before activity, during activity, brainstorming question, even gives you some ideas, everything that you need to facilitate, connect. All of that is right here. Even after the live activity, details can be found here as well. Once again, this all results back to going to our Educator Center and being able to find all these resources here. So now, before we begin, we're going to talk about programs. The Microsoft Educator programs here. You can look at that one. And that's what brings us all here today. We're talking about the MIE Expert program. Once again, all the details you hear. It's not too late to sign up. So if you have any questions or need further information, this is going to be the place that you go to get that information. You can find everything you need right here. It lets you know the difference between the two. I have had the privilege of earning all three of these badges over multiple years. I'm in it. I'm in it to win. I'm in this community for the long run. I'm wearing my community shirt right now for my llamas out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I had to wear it.
I love the llama shirt. You know, I look, first of all, I love that it was only about 30 seconds ago you said the phrase, before I begin, because clearly this is that beginning, right? Shay, you come here, you do this stuff, you learn the thing, you get the badges, you sign up. By the way, I forget, when is the applications due?
July 15th. So
July 15th, education.microsoft. Shay, I got to ask you, I mean, look, you brought the power. You brought the passion. What I want to get from you is one story. Can you give me one MIE story, something that says, this is why you cannot wait. Do this program right now.
Okay. I sure can. The community. I'm big on community. I love working with other educators. We host a lot of events. And one thing about our events, you know how you go to a meet and greet, Jeff, and it's just like, hey, I'm the only guy that don't know nobody. It's like the first day of school, right? You're in the cafeteria. You don't know which table to sit at. With them being in this community, there is no wrong table to sit at. You can go sit at any table with any other fellow MIE expert, and you're connected. You feel like you've been best friends forever. And that was how I've been, my experience when I go to TCA, when I go to ITSE, when I go to FETC, like all these conventions, they can get kind of lonely in there. But when you have this community that you can lean on, you can break bread with, you can share ideas, laugh, and just have fun, that's priceless. You can't put a price on that for me. You know, it goes beyond just online. We actually get to see each other in person and connect. I mean, these people I call friends now, Jeff, over the years. I have gained friends from this, and some of them have been involved to family members. That's the best thing I can tell you about that, just that connection right there.
It is certainly a family. We've been talking about that a lot today. And, you know, it's one of those things. And one of the things that I want to make sure, the Education Center, the education website is free for everybody. You don't have to be an MIE expert or trainers. Anybody can go there, check out that free Microsoft account and start learning today. Shay Henley, first of all, I have to get you on the podcast sometime this summer. You are awesome, man.
My pleasure, Jeff. I'll be glad to.
Absolutely. And you know what? I want to say thank you. And by the way, congratulations on 4 years as being an MIE and getting those badges, man.
Wonderful journey. Thank you so much.
I'm going to, did you fill out your application yet? I'm going to keep asking everybody here.
Am I nominated? Yes, I'll be nominated.
All right. I got 3 today that said yes. So we're all in the same boat, man. I got to let you go, but thank you so much for your time today. And I'll catch you soon, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You've been listening to the TEACHERCAST Educational Network, hosted by Jeff Bradbury. Please reach out to the show with all of your questions on Twitter @TEACHERCAST or online at www.teachercast.net. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And please take a moment to write a review in the App Store.